if you want someone to reveal their secrets, reveal their formula, their blueprint, how they got to where they got to, the first thing to do, this is the number one tip, is simply to ask. Ask, and the worst that can happen is a no, and the very worst that can happen is a very, very hard no, a rude no. And let me give you some examples. That's the tip for the day. The rest is just stories. Some stories of when I was growing up and I asked questions of my dad. And the first one that I asked was, how do they know where to build petrol stations? How do they know the petrol's going to be there or there or there? And it was revealed to me that the petrol was being delivered to the location of the petrol stations, and the petrol stations didn't have to occupy themselves where the petrol actually was. Mind blown. The second one was I'd often sit in the car with my dad and he would drive and he would be telling me, oh, that person's doing 65 kilometers an hour and that person's doing about 95 kilometers an hour and that person's going too slow and that person's going too fast, and he would just rattle off the speed of all these cars. And this is before I knew how to drive. You know, I'm not even 10 yet. And to me it was like, man, this guy knows everything. And finally it was revealed to me that all that he was doing was using his own speedometer, his own speed. And then, morning guys, how are you? He was using his own speed to assess and gauge the speed of the other cars around us. But because I was missing that bit of information, that our own car had a way of measuring its speed and telling him that speed, it did not pop into my mind that he had that and he could use that to gauge everyone else's speed. Mind blown. Another moment. Another thing that he did, and this one lasted way too long, was we grew up in a Chinese restaurant, Hogan and I, and he didn't do it very often because he's not that type of guy, but he would do this trick for us where there'd be the wok full of oil, and he would have his hand, and he would then put it into the oil, and we were so worried that he was going to hurt himself. And for way too long, I just didn't know what was going on. How did he do this? This superhuman dad. And finally, it was revealed that he hadn't actually heated the oil up. We just had assumed that the oil, because it was in the wok, and he had already put the gas on, that the oil was hot, but the oil was in that initial period where it hadn't heated up yet. So, all these stories, what's the point? Well, the point is that things are obvious after they're revealed, and they can stick with you, and these things have stuck with me. And what I'm hoping to achieve on Monday, the 26th of October, in the workshop, and on an ongoing basis with all businesses, is to reveal something that after the fact of the reveal may seem obvious, may seem simple, but it will stick with you. And I hope it sticks with you, because I feel that the actions that you can take after the reveal will have a change in the way that you approach business. Anyway, happy Saturday. Have a great weekend. I know I will. Talk to you soon. See some of you Monday. Bye for now.